What's good, YouTube? We're back. Climax aka the third coming of Diddy. Yes, the third. 3 true Christmas horror stories animated by IMR Scary Tales. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. I'm trying to give y'all trying to mix up the content a little bit. If y'all enjoy it, let me know. If y'all want more of these, let me know. All right, we'll get started. Story 1.
This happened last year, a few days before Christmas. My wife, Julia, and I had to take a last-minute trip to the mall to buy decors and dinner supplies with our son, Danny. The mall was getting crowded each second. I told Danny to keep by my side, but a few seconds later, when I looked down, my son was nowhere to be found.
Typical Jit.
We tore through every store, screaming his name. Dread coiled in my gut. Julia started crying. We were talking to the mall security to help us find Danny when we heard an announcement from their office. Attention shoppers, one of our security personnel has been found dead in the men's restroom. Please remain calm and stay inside the—
Please remain calm. You just announced somebody just died. Not only that, my son is gone. We don't know where the frick my son is. Where is he?
building.
What you mean?
Suddenly, one security personnel showed us footage of another security guy leading Danny by the hand toward the back hallways. There! That's
Get him!
Our son! Call your security guy! I watched the guard's face turn pale.
Man, y'all better turn into the freaking Flash. That's my son. That's my seed. I love my son. Shout out to my motherfucking son. Get him.
He said the man in the footage was not their co-worker. The uniform he's wearing actually belonged to the dead guy found in the bathroom. Julia broke down crying on the floor.
That's crazy.
My son's helpless, innocent face flashed right in front of my eyes.
Dang.
The cops will be here any minute, sir. But I didn't wait. I ran. Sir, wait! He might have a weapon!
I don't give a
didn't care.
No.
That was my Danny back
Facts.
there. I pushed through the employees only door and into a narrow concrete
If anything, he should be scared of me.
hallway. Spotlights were strung along the ceiling, half burnt out, throwing
crazy?
jumpy shadows that moved when
My
I did.
freaking son.
I ran past storage rooms full of boxes, and I could hear Danny screaming, "Dad! Dad!"
I'm on the way,
I
son.
followed his voice and burst through the door into a big storage room. The man was holding Danny off the ground. His one arm was locked around his chest. The other pointed a knife at him. Danny's little feet kicked weakly. His face was red from crying. "Stay back," he warned. "Let him go." I could barely get the words out. "He's only 6. Please." "I don't care. He's my key to get out of this mall without any trouble from the cops." Danny was crying, shaking really badly. His little hands were stretched towards me. I knew my one wrong move could cost my son's life, so I had to be smart. I raised my arms up in surrender and said, "Look, you want to get out of here, right? I'll help you. Just let him go and hold me hostage. I promise I'll cooperate." The man scratched his head with the knife, then looked at Danny and back at me. "Is this some trick you're trying to play?"
Yes.
"Because if so, I'll shoot." "No! Take me, let him go. Look, the cops are coming. You've got to listen to me, now." My words convinced him, and he let Danny go. He ran towards me with little steps, and I hugged him. He was crying, thinking the man could still hurt him, but I calmed him down and told him to go back to Mom. Told him that I'll be all right. But just then, I heard running footsteps coming our way. The man grabbed me by the neck and placed the knife on my forehead. The cops burst through the door.
Is that me?
Danny was still there.
The frick? Why?
On my forehead.
Yo, what
the cops?
All right, so this one had a face.
Burst through the door.
What the hell?
Danny was still there, calling out for me, crying. One of the cops took him into his lap, while 3 others told the man to let me go. But the man threatened them, saying if anyone tries to stop him, he'd shoot me. I told the officers to first get my kid out of there because I'm all right. When we all walked...
Hopefully that officer got good aim, bro. I want you to shoot him straight in the skull. No rookie cops, bro. We need a professional.
Back to the mall, everyone watched me and the guy with fear and suspense in their eyes. The cops were negotiating, but the man who had been a runaway convict wasn't falling for any of their words. My wife screamed from the crowd, seeing me. I was a little relieved to find Danny back with Julia, but I knew it broke her. She got her son back, but put her husband in danger instead.
Nah, the
It
son
was
come
like
first,
her
though.
life traded fear with fear. The convict told me to head for the exit without doing anything foolish. One mistake, and I'll blow off his head. I nodded and started
Ew,
walking
don't blow
away
me.
slowly. The cops had their guns at him, but couldn't do anything because my life was hanging by a thread. We were about to get inside the elevator when I noticed this big metal Christmas star hanging right inside the elevator. An idea clicked in my mind. The man hit me on the head with the knife and shouted, "Get in! You're coming with me, remember?" I got in, but just before the elevator door closed, I noticed the man laughing at the cops. He thought he won. His pride distracted him for a few seconds, and that's when I snatched the star from the ceiling and stabbed him in the right eye with its pointed peak. He screamed in pain, and the knife fell out of his hand. The cops swarmed in and pinned him down to the ground.
Yeah, he thought you was finna get away. No, bum. If anything, we shouldn't even let you go to jail so us taxpayers can pay for you living in jail. We should kill you. Bah! Bah! Empty the whole mag in that bed. Facts.
It happened so fast and quickly that everyone stayed silent for minutes. Finally, I was reunited with my family. Danny came running at me. While hugging me, the poor kid kept apologizing. "I'm sorry, Daddy. I shouldn't have left you." Shh.
You're right. But it's all good, though. Let this be a lesson, son. Don't let that happen again. Now, come here.
Don't say that. You're safe. That's all that matters. Were you scared? Terrified. But seeing you, I'd give my whole life for you. Will you always protect me? Always. I promise.
Hell yeah.
That day, I could have lied to Danny, telling him how I don't scare easy or how big of a hero I am. But if you ask me, I think it's better to tell our kids the truth. It's better to let them know that parents are human too, and they can make mistakes as well. This teaches your kid to respect your decisions.
W story too. Holy W story, W dad, W escape, W's all around. It would have made this 50 times better if the cops would have killed him, bro. Facts, bro. You think you're gonna take my son, my seed, and not suffer dire consequences, immediate consequences? Come on now. We gonna get in that butt. Pause.
Last year on Christmas, something happened to me that I'm still trying to process. I study in college and decided to visit my family at the last moment on Christmas Eve. Driving down the highway amidst a blizzard was probably the dumbest decision I ever took in my life. Yeah, he going fast. He's about to mess around this. After half an hour of difficult driving.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you driving on the road, snow and ice, the best thing to do is to not drive fast. You're gonna mess around, lose control, crash, and possibly die. You probably don't want to do this. Now, if you already want to leave Earth early, go ahead. Max speed, hit 100. Go ahead. You're going to go right where you want to go to.
My car gave up on me at Highway 9.
The
blizzard got worse, and within minutes, I was stranded with no signal, miles from home, and the temperature was dropping fast. I sat there for maybe 20 minutes, watching snow pile up on the windshield, trying to catch even one bar of service while the cold crept in. That's when I saw headlights cutting through the storm. A pickup truck pulled up behind me. It was old and beat up, covered in blinking Christmas lights like someone had gone crazy at a dollar store. There was even a wreath wired to the grill, the kind you hang on a front door. Through the snow, I could just barely make out the driver. When he leaned out the window, I almost laughed, seeing him wearing a Grinch costume. "Need a ride, kid?" "Yes, thank you so much." "Hop in. Can't leave you out here on Christmas." I grabbed my phone and wallet and climbed into the passenger seat.
Why you gotta look like that, though?
The truck smelled like pine cleaner mixed with something metallic underneath. The dashboard had candy canes duct taped everywhere. "Thanks for stopping." "Sure thing." We drove in silence for a minute.
I don't know if I would take a ride from the Grinch.
"You know what I hate about Christmas?" What?" All that fake cheer, families pretending they like each other, kids screaming for toys that'll break in a week. I laughed nervously. No wonder you're dressed as the Grinch. He laughed. I also thought he was just playing the part. I forced out a chuckle too, because...
Also too, like if you meeting somebody for the first time, they got on a costume, a Grinch costume, and that's what they talking about, or they be like, oh, like, you know, like just mad negative. It just gives weird energy, bro. Mind you, when you have my life in your hands too, that sound like somebody who has nothing to lose. Like he'd be willing to crash his car and kill both of us. I'll just wait until the next car come in, hopefully.
What else was I supposed to do? Where are we going?
I don't like that.
I asked, suddenly alert, as he drove past the turn to the town. Home. You're my Christmas guest, kid.
What?
His gloved hands squeezed the wheel. The Grinch doesn't like spending it alone anymore. My stomach dropped. Actually, my parents are waiting for... Let them wait. Where were they when you stood next to that broken car? Huh? The way he said
I didn't have no
made
service.
my mouth go dry. The roads are dangerous tonight. He chirped. Better if you stay with me. We can have Christmas dinner together. I've been preparing some...
That sound like he trying to... Bruh, that sound like he trying to crack. The frick? It's like you picking up a girl from freaking Tinder. You pick her up to the crib. You taking her to the house. Oh, yeah, I'm going to cook for you. We can hang out. We go on the couch. We go to bed, watch the movie. He sound like he trying to crack me. I'm uncrackable. I don't want to be cracked. Especially not by no Grinch. Absolutely not. Because how I'm going to tell my homeboys that I got my butt played with by the mother freaking Grinch. And it wasn't even Jim Carrey. Like, what the frick? Maybe there was Jim. I'd think about it. Some random bum?
Something special. I watched his hand move toward the glove compartment.
Heck no.
He popped it open. A knife was sitting inside next to a candy cane.
Bloody
the
too?
blade was dark with something that definitely wasn't rust. That's for carving the Christmas roast. I've been planning this dinner for weeks. My heartbeat got faster. We were slowing down now, getting close to this patch of dense woods on the left side of the road. There weren't any houses or lights, except his truck's blinding decorations. You ever carve a roast, kid? He picked up the knife, still driving with one hand.
Bro, don't point that
at me. It's
an
art. You have to know exactly where to cut. I didn't think. I yanked up the door lock and threw myself against the door. It flew open, and I rolled out onto the snow-covered road. Pain shot through my shoulder and hip as I hit the pavement. The truck's brake lights went red. I got to my feet and ran toward the tree line. I heard the truck's engine rev behind me. I looked back and saw it reversing. He was coming back. I ran into the woods, grimacing.
Was that legs? And what, a chest right there? I think that's a chest. Nah, I would have been sent up to the slaughter next. I would have got cut up. Nah, that's even worse than getting cracked, dying. No, I'm good.
Every time the branches whipped my face, the snow was knee-deep, and every step felt impossible. I could hear the truck's engine getting louder. Then the headlights hit me. He'd driven off the road.
Yeah, he coming.
He was crashing through the trees.
He coming fast.
The Christmas lights blinked like crazy as the truck bounced over roots and rocks. I cut left hard. The truck tried to follow, but clipped a tree. I didn't stop to check and kept running. My lungs burned from the cold air.
And he's still
the truck was catching up. I could hear him laughing over the engine. The bumper was maybe 10 feet behind me when my foot caught a root hidden under the snow.
All of these bums, bro, they always tripping over something, bro. Every single time. Come on, bro. Like, I get this is a life or death situation, but like, you got to make sure there's nothing on the ground that can have you tripping. And even if you do trip, you got to hurry up and get back up, bro, no matter how painful that drop is, bro.
I went down, face first into a drift. I rolled on...
Hold on. I believe I can fly.
I rolled onto my back just in time to see the truck's grill coming right at me.
Buddy, think he R. Kelly?
The truck was maybe 3 feet away when sirens went off from somewhere close. Red and blue lights flashed through the trees. The truck slammed on its brakes, skidded in the snow, and stopped inches from my legs. Through the windshield, I could see him staring at me. Before driving away in the opposite direction, he put out his head from the window and yelled, "Merry Christmas! Enjoy it while you still can." I just lay there in the snow for God knows how long. Then I heard sirens in the distance. A highway patrol SUV came through the trees. The spotlight swept across me. The officer jumped out. "You okay, kid? We got a call about a vehicle driving erratically. He tried to kill me." I couldn't stop shaking.
He tried to cut me up like some roast, man. Get him. I feel so much better if you can catch him, bro. Please.
He was wearing a Grinch costume, and he had a knife. They found my car where I'd left it, covered in snow. Found tire tracks leading into the woods, but the truck was gone. The officers said they'd been patrolling nearby after reports of a decorated truck driving recklessly. They never found him, despite countless reports from other drivers who said a truck covered in Christmas lights had followed them for miles before turning off. They never found the knife, the costume, or any proof he'd existed at all, except for the tire tracks and my bruises. I don't drive on Christmas Eve anymore. Don't even like seeing Christmas lights on cars. And every time I see someone in a Grinch costume, even at a mall with kids around, I leave. Because I know he's still out there somewhere, driving that beat-up truck with its blinking lights,
ready to cut somebody up.
Looking for Christmas guests who won't make it home.
Holy, bro got saved by plot armor, high key.
I grew up bouncing.
God damn. God damn. Why she got so much cheeks?
Won't make it home. I grew up bouncing between foster homes.
Yeah, something bouncing, all right? Bouncing that ass. Hold on, I'll run that back one more time, though. God damn. Yes, something is bouncing back there. Yes. Yes. Big booty Judy.
I grew up bouncing between foster homes. So when I finally got my nursing certificate at 26, working at Meadowbrook Senior Living felt just right. I knew what it was like to have nobody, and I wanted to be there for people who did. Most of the residents were sweet. Some got...
Man, I couldn't be no elderly person in that home, bro. I would have been flicking the little, even though I can't even get up, I can't even get a break. I'm gonna still try to flick it, bro. Frick it. Flick that jaw.
Got a little confused at times, but they laughed and lived, except for Bob. He was 68 and usually kept to himself. His file mentioned occasional psychotic episodes, but the few times I'd looked after him, he seemed fine. At Christmas Eve, Marion, the activities director, had organized a party. Each resident's family had sent gifts, and we were all gathered in the common room passing them out. It was supposed to lift spirits during the holidays. The party started at 6. The residents sat in a circle, passing gifts and laughing along to an old Bing Crosby track playing through the speakers. Bob sat across from me, still as stone, with a faint smile on his face that didn't quite reach his eyes.
He looks crazy.
Mrs. Patterson opened hers first. Her daughter had sent a nice scarf. Mr. Rodriguez got slippers. Rena's uncle had sent her books and candy. Nearly everyone got thoughtful presents. Then, Marion handed Bob his gift.
My gift?
It was a small box, wrapped in red paper with a gold bow. His hand shook as he took it. He peeled back the paper slowly, like he already knew what was inside and was dreading it. When he lifted the lid, his whole expression shifted.
What's in the box?
Inside was a man's leather belt. It was flashy and looked expensive. For a few seconds, Bob just stared at the belt like it was a snake curled up in that box.
Got a Gucci belt?
He screamed and threw the box across the room.
Bob!
Marion shouted, but he wasn't hearing anything. He grabbed one of the caregivers and shoved her so hard she hit the floor. His knees pinned her down as his hands locked.
Bro must have got that PTSD of getting beat with a belt as a kid. He started wilding out on the ladies. God damn, that is not your mom. Or whoever was beating you. Dang, bro got up and got a super strength turned
around her throat. All the while, he kept screaming. It took 3 of us to pull him off. Even then, he kept thrashing, trying to get back.
It took 3 to get this old ass man off? Man, buddy like 68. Man, I would have tossed him. Grabbed him by his chest, threw him off, just like that. Bro, 68. He old, bro. He about to be hitting rigor mortis around the corner. Facts. No Kendrick Lamar. Facts.
Marion had to call for the sedative. They dragged him to his room after that. The party was over. Everyone was shaken.
Dang.
Jenny had bruises on her neck, but said she was fine. I couldn't sleep that night.
Dang.
I kept seeing Bob's face when he opened that box. The pure terror in his eyes before the rage took over. At around 2 in the morning, I woke up to heart-wrenching sobs from the East Wing. I found Bob in a dark corner near the supply closet, curled up on the floor. Tears ran down his face as he whispered his wife's name over and over. Margaret, I'm sorry, Margaret.
I would have left him alone.
I knelt carefully, keeping a safe distance from.
You finna get choked out next. You just seen what he did to the other hospice worker? Frick no. I would have heard that in my sleep. I would have put on some earmuffs, put some soothing music, some 432 hertz in the headphones, and went back to sleep. Somebody else can deal with it. Somebody else get choked out. Word.
It's Ruthie. What's wrong?
He looked up, and his face just crumpled.
He won't let me forget, Ruthie. He promised he'd never let me forget.
Who won't let you forget what?
My son, Carl. He won't ever let me get over it.
I sat down next to him.
What happened, Bob?
He rocked back and forth, arms wrapped around himself.
The cardiac arrest took Margaret 3 years ago. She was the only good thing in my life. And when she went...
He swallowed hard.
Carl got worse.
Worse how?
Boy was trouble since he could walk. Ran with the wrong crowd. Drank young. He stole from me more than once. Margaret always took his side. Said he'd grow out of it. After she passed, there was no one left to pull him back.
My stomach tightened.
He cleaned out my savings on booze and cards.
Oh, heck. I didn't work for 50, 60 years. Just for my mother, man, just for my freaking son to drain my savings for booze and boobies. Man, if you don't get up out of my house, bro, lucky I don't kill you. If I couldn't go to jail, I would have killed you. Yes, I would have killed my son. Made a new one. Fuck it.
When I tried to stop him,
Bob's voice went low, almost a whisper.
He turned mean, started using his belt on me.
I felt sick.
He'd come over drunk, drag me out of bed and beat me with it. Said I deserved it for being a terrible father, for not giving him enough money, for still being alive when his mother wasn't.
Tears were streaming down Bob's face now.
I'd have put a hit on him.
I tried calling the police once. He laughed, said who'd believe me, that I was just a crazy old man with dementia.
Bob, we need to tell someone.
That's
if Carl's
crazy,
been
though.
hurting you...
He's a lawyer, Ruthie. Knows exactly how far he can go without leaving marks that last. And he's got everyone convinced I'm losing my mind.
Bob looked at me with hollow eyes.
Every Christmas he sends me that belt.
Okay,
just to
that makes
remind me
sense.
that
Okay.
Margaret's gone. And
That is crazy. Yeah, we got to get Carl going then. My fault, Gramps. My fault. Nah, this is crazy. It's not funny, but just like every year he send you a gift of what he used to do to you. That's crazy.
I'm at his mercy now.
This is abuse.
Oh,
There are
nah.
laws.
Nobody will believe me. He made sure of that. Got to my doctor to document episodes. Got the staff here thinking I'm unstable.
Crazy.
He's been building his case for years.
I waited for Bob to stop crying before
That's
I went back to my locker
crazy.
and found that belt Marion had put there. I stared at it for a long time before calling the police. They came, took our statements, and bagged the belt as evidence. But Bob was right. Carl really had everything figured. He showed up the next morning in an expensive
Acting like nothing wrong, like he perfectly fine, he normal.
suit, calm as anything. He listened to everything with a small smile. My father has documented psychotic episodes. This is obviously a delusion. I'm concerned about the quality of care here if staff members are encouraging these fantasies. The administration bought his story.
He good.
I was reprimanded for causing unnecessary distress
Dang,
and
he
basically
good.
forced to quit.
What?
I couldn't stay there anyway. Couldn't look at Bob knowing he was trapped. And Carl would do it again next Christmas.
Fired?
And the one after that.
Yeah, it's all good. We would just killed him. Yeah, I would have took it in my own hands. That wasn't really a Christmas story though, the last one. But three true Christmas horror stories. Hope y'all enjoy it. All right. Hope you have a great rest of y'all day.